Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sport Breaks. Of course, I am your host, Dante Washington, back with you guys and gals for another episode. Before we even get started, make sure that you are downloading Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are subscribed and following Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. Like the content as well. It pushes the channel, shows support, and make sure that you hit that bell wherever there's a bell so you'll get notified whenever I drop an audio or a video like I am currently doing right now. Let's go. Of course, it's been a minute. Been under the weather. Of course, holidays have been here. So I like to say belated happy holidays, Christmas wise, to each and every one that is listening and watching. Also, happy Hanukkah for those who celebrate Hanukkah. Whatever you choose to celebrate during these times of the year, I just want to wish you a merry everything. So we cover everything. Yeah. A lot of activities going on sports wise, of course. A lot of things I want to grapple and talk about, particularly in the NFL. I am going to go ahead and say this: Lamar Jackson will be your NFL MVP for the second time in his career. Before we get to that, NHL wise, we have. I'm gonna just give you the standings. I'm gonna definitely get back into the games eventually once I ramp back up. But in the Eastern Conference, the Bruins lead the Eastern Conference, followed behind the Maple Leafs, the Panthers, the Lightning, and the Red Wings. Bruins sit at on a 4-game losing streak to say that they are the number one team in the Eastern Division, though. The Lightning have been the hottest team in the Eastern Conference. Their top five, they have won 3 straight. Looking at the Western Conference, the Stars have been on a 3-game win streak. They are the number one team in the Western Conference, followed by the Avalanche, the Jets, the Predators, and the Coyotes. The Avalanche and Jets both have won 2 games straight. They are sitting pretty, period. The Avalanche have won 21 games, Stars 20, the Jets 20. So NHL is definitely ramping up for all you NHL fans. Hit me up in the comments about who is your favorite player, your favorite team, and what you see about the season going forward. The NBA, in the Eastern Conference, we have the Celtics leading the way, followed behind the Bucks, the 76ers, the Magic, and the Heat. Of course, the NBA had games on yesterday as well for their Christmas special. I'll get into that in a second. Looking at the Western Conference's top 5, the surprise team has been the Minnesota Timberwolves, who sit at number 1 with the 22-6 record, followed behind the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Kings, and the 5th place Mavericks. Looking at the games from yesterday on their NBA, their Christmas slate, the Knicks beat the Bucks 129-122. The Celtics beat the Lakers 126-115. The Mavericks topped the Suns 128-114. The Nuggets got past the Warriors 120-114. And the 76ers took a L to the Heat 113-119. Like I said, I am going to ramp my everything up. I will definitely need your support, so make sure that you are liking the content, viewing it, pushing that forward, sharing it. Any and everything helps. But as I was saying, my mainstay today will definitely be the NFL. We are officially done with week 16. Only 2 weeks to go in the regular season. Of course, Thursday night's game, the Rams beat the Saints 30-22. Our Saturday games was the Steelers beating up on the Bengals 34-11. The Bills beating the Chargers 24-22. The Commanders losing to the Jets 28-30. Sunday we had a nice little slate of games as well, with the Lions clinching the NFC North Division title with the win over the Vikings 30-24. The Browns secured their spot in the playoffs with the 36-22 win over the Texans. My Green Bay Packers came to Charlotte, and I wish I could have went to that game. I definitely would have been there. It was a cool, nice day. It was in the 60s in the Carolinas. Very nice weather for this time of the year. But nonetheless, my Packers struggled, but we got the win 33-30, keeping our playoff hopes alive. The Seahawks also kept their playoff hopes alive with the 20-17 win over the Titans. The Colts took a L in the ATL to the Falcons 29-10. The Jaguars lost to the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers have really asserted themselves in the last few weeks. They sit at 8-7 now, leading their division, the NFC South, with the 30-12 win over the Jaguars. The Cowboys took a loss to the Dolphins in Miami 22-20. It was a very thrilling game, but nonetheless, the Cowboys took an L, drops them to 10-5. Miami raises their record to 11-4 to keep their hopes alive to possibly try to catch Baltimore at the 1 seed in the AFC. The Cardinals lost to the Bears 27-16. Draft pick status is in that way of these two teams. They are no playoff hopes to their credit. The Patriots won against the Broncos 26-23. Again, both of these teams will be bringing up the rear, and it's about positioning for a draft status for them. The Raiders yesterday, one of the 3 games on Christmas, the Raiders stunned the Chiefs 20-14. This is the first time they have beaten the Chiefs in Kansas City in quite some time. I want to say in a good while. It's some years. But nonetheless, the Raiders won this game 20-14, despite the fact Patrick Mahomes did not play a good game yesterday, and it's still the same old thing with the Chiefs. And I like to think that the Chiefs will get their act together, but history says different. Patrick Mahomes has never been on the road in the playoffs, but if they get the win the last 2 games, they will definitely lock their position up in the playoffs, and they will hit the road nonetheless. The Giants played the Eagles, and this game was a tough one for the Eagles, who needed to get back on track after a quick losing streak. And they got back on track nonetheless. Tyrod Taylor played his butt off for the Giants. But the Eagles won this game 33-25. The Giants had one last heave at the end of the game to get into the end zone, but It was intercepted, and what probably could have been a pass interference call, but nonetheless, it was not called. Jalen Hurts went 24 of 38 for 301, a touchdown, and he threw an interception. DeAndre Swift carried the rock 20 times for 92 yards, a touchdown. A.J. Brown led the receiving for the Eagles, 6 catches for 80 yards. On the losing end, Saquon Barkley toted the rock 23 times for 80 yards and a touchdown. Darius Slayton had 3 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown in the loss. And the last game that was on this slate, of course, was I'll be honest. I had plenty of conversations with the guys that I work with at my regular 9 to 5. I haven't heard anyone professionally on TV or whatnot call this game a Super Bowl preview, but I was the one calling this a Super Bowl preview. I believe that the Ravens are the best team in the AFC right now. Defensively, they play well. Offensively, they're sporadic at best, but it seems that they score enough points to make other defenses honest. Of course, Lamar Jackson, former MVP, is always an issue, whether he's flinging it with his arm or whenever he tuck that thing and tell you to come fly with me. So I called this a Super Bowl preview because the San Francisco 49ers have undoubtedly took the keys to the car in the NFC and have put themselves in a position to me, they are the top seed. They are the top seed in the NFC, yes. But looking at them up and down, they are a heck of a team. It is CMC and Brock Purdy and Debo and Ayuk and Kittle. Like, they have the roster to make noise. And this game, coming into this game, it was a lot of talk from everyone that said the 49ers would just dominate this game. And I probably was the only one that was saying Baltimore is the better team. The game happened. And looking at the game from the start, where you saw these teams, they were like Tyson fighting Tyson. To be honest, it was like for real. But nonetheless, Brock Purdy did not have the game he needed to have to contend with this Baltimore defense. But let's give credit to the Baltimore defense because they forced a lot of turnovers, gave their offense short fields, and their offense nonetheless capitalized. And Baltimore won this game running away 33-19. So it's going to be an interesting conversation tomorrow when I'm at work. I am probably going to sit my phone down. I won't have a microphone or anything like that. So my audio probably will be crap-assy. But you will definitely want to subscribe to Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Make sure that you get ready to download everything I'm telling you, because it is going to be a crazy conversation. But as I stated, I feel like you need to give Lamar Jackson his flowers right now. Everyone talked about Brock Purdy being the league MVP, and I did not see it. I'm not a hater. I've never hated on anything in my life. I could give you a rundown on some stuff that's going on in my life, and you'd be like, "Dog, like for real?" And I'm not hating on that. So I've never been a hater on nothing. I've always been a realist, and I like to tell you, ladies and gents on here, when I'm in front of this right here, I give you no lies. I give you the facts. Brock Purdy has not been super consistent when they went through their 3-game losing streak. Granted, it was without Williams, Debo, and such, but that is where your team comes into play and into effect. Baltimore just thoroughly did things different, and Purdy did not adjust well. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, who went 23 of 35 for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns, also 7 carries for 45 yards on the ground, led his team and did what he needed to do. He has consistently did that all season long. I'm gonna bring up his numbers in a few, and you'll understand where I'm getting at with this. But nonetheless, this was a Super Bowl preview. I think I have been saying for a while that I don't think the San Francisco 49ers will come out the NFC. That's just my opinion. I still think they are one of the better teams in the NFC. It's just getting into the playoffs and understanding how to limit McCaffrey and switch up coverages for Brock Purdy to do the things that he did in this game. This tape that they just put down is going to be detrimental. 18 for 32, 255 yards, but again, 4 interceptions. His backup came in and threw another interception as well. I mean, what can I say? The Baltimore Ravens are the team to beat, and if you are not speaking on them being Super Bowl contenders right now, I don't know what game of football that you're watching. You're being biased to yourself, more or less, because the numbers say what they say, and the eye test has been passed, and it is what it is. So let's give the Baltimore Ravens their just due. And like I said, looking at if you want to go stat for stat to justify me saying what I'm saying as far as Lamar Jackson's MVP status, because I really hadn't heard anybody say anything about where he's at. But let me give you some stats. 15th in the league, 3,357 yards, 19 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions, 63 QB rating for his team that is sitting at 12-3. They don't just jump out. They don't jump out at you, no. But nonetheless, you factor in his rushing, you factor in his weapons that he has compared to Brock Purdy, who has 4,000 yards, 4,050 yards. He's second in the NFL in passing right now, second in touchdowns, 29 TDs, 11 interceptions. He has a 71.7 QBR. So his QBR is better, yardage is better, touchdowns is better. But he's thrown way more interceptions than Lamar Jackson has. He's had thrown two more interceptions than Lamar Jackson has. But you look at what Brock Purdy has in Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, who has been out of the lineup for a few. You look at George Kittle. You look at his younger receivers, Jennings and the such, and then you factor in he has Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the NFL, behind him that he throwing screen passes to. I mean, we can't say give Lamar Jackson those weapons, but Lamar Jackson has weapons. You know, he has a rookie in Zay Flowers, like a rookie. A person that everybody does not want to give credit to in Odell Beckham Jr. He lost his tight end earlier in the season, for the season. Man, get Lamar that trophy and y'all go chill for real. And his team is 12-3. But again, nonetheless, the San Francisco 49ers took an L. They fall to 11-4. Still looking at the NFC and AFC playoff picture. Let me pull that up. And I really don't like my computer right now because for whatever reason, it's going to Yahoo. Like, bruh, I don't mess with Yahoo no more. I wish I can pull up my emails out of my old Yahoo address. That would be interesting. But in any event, the playoff picture looks as such. Excuse me. My computer sucks right now. It's taking so long. I am sorry for the delay, the wait. But it is definitely pulling it up. Of course, right now we have the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm speaking AFC first. The Baltimore Ravens are in first place at 12-3. The Dolphins are in second place at 11-4. The Chiefs currently sit at third. The Jaguars at fourth. The Browns at fifth. Bills at sixth. And the Colts will round up the last spot at 8-7. On the bubble, we have the Texans, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Raiders. I won't even speak on the Broncos, but the Broncos are currently in the conversation still as well. Flipping over to the NFC, we have the 49ers, who just took that loss. The Lions still round up number 2. They are in play for the first seed as well. The Eagles still are in play for the first seed. And the Cowboys, yes, are still in play for the first seed. But 1 49ers, 2 Lions, 3 Eagles, 5 Cowboys. 4th will round up with the Buccaneers. 6th, the Rams. Rounding up that last spot for right now is the Seattle Seahawks, who sit at 8-7. They are 3rd in the NFC West. 8th place is the Vikings. 9th, the Falcons. 10th, the Packers. Saints are coming in 11th, and yes, the Bears are sitting at the 12th spot, still with a chance to possibly make the playoffs with the 2 weeks left. Again, people, make sure that you are subscribing and downloading the Sport Breaks on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcasting from. Also, make sure that you are following Sport Breaks on all social media platforms. Make sure that you hit that like button to show support, push the channel out. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you follow. Make sure that you hit that bell wherever there's a bell, so you'll be notified whenever I drop an audio or video. But mainly also make sure that you comment respectably so that you can join the conversation, because like I always say, if it ain't Sport Breaks, it ain't knowledge world. Peace.